We're breaking out of this place, see?
Let's go on an adventure? Hello and welcome to Capricious Conversations. Thank you for joining us today. It is time to stretch our trivia knowledge and see if we know the difference between true and poo. So our Trivia Maestro, you have some special questions for us today.
I do. I don't know if you guys have heard recently, but in the last couple weeks, Sonny the red panda has escaped from the Virginia Zoo.
I did hear that. And as he's still at large, as far as I know.
He's still at large. He left the premises, and as of the date of this recording, he still has not been located. They have used helicopters, drones, night vision cameras, hundreds of volunteers. Nobody can find this thing. Like, Sonny is gone. Like, he has left the building.
In case you don't know, the red panda or at Master Shifu and Kung Fu Panda, he's a red panda. So maybe Sonny is like some Kung Fu wizard.
I have to think that he's relaxing in a pub, probably 12 states away, just chuckling to himself, you know. But that got me thinking about zoos and escapes, and so I have come up with a zoo escape, true or poo, for you today.
And if you win, the winner gets to take our little mascot here, Friedrich Sao Paulo, to the zoo. And we will be posting pictures of his zoo adventure on Winstagram.
Isn't Friedrich Sao Paulo ironically from Germany?
Friedrich Sao Paulo is from Munich, yeah.
Munich, yeah.
From the IKEA in Munich.
Check old episodes. All right, here we go. Number 1.
Link in the description.
All right, first we start off with a couple of cagey capybaras.
Cagey capybaras.
All right, so
just for the record, I love capybaras.
I know
They're
you do.
adorable.
They are terribly adorable. The public have named these capybaras Bonnie and Clyde.
Mm-hmm.
So Bonnie and Clyde were being transferred to the High Park Zoo in Toronto when they escaped. So apparently, in what I can only imagine was like an Ocean's 11 level of planning, you know, and commitment. They managed to chew their way out of the temporary cages they were in while they were in the transport vehicle going to the High Park Zoo.
What were the cages made out of?
No idea. I couldn't find that information, but they managed to chew their way out as they were being transferred, and then so when they got to the new place, they opened the doors in the back of the thing. Bonnie and Clyde were like out the door, and they couldn't catch them. They were so fast, and so they took off, and they were on the lam away from authorities for over 2 weeks before they were apprehended and returned to the High Park Zoo, where apparently now they live not only in luxury digs but also surrounded by high security fencing. True or poo?
I'm gonna say poo.
You would think capybaras would be easier to catch
right?
than red pandas. I mean, those things are quite small.
Don't even
apparently, these capybaras, you know, had it up to here.
I was going to say, if they're mad and scared, which they would be.
They were.
I'm going to go with true.
Okay.
All right. So we've got 1 true, 1 poo. The answer is true.
Dang
it is absolutely true.
Cute little guy.
I thought that was in my heart. I was like, it's poo.
No, it's true. Sorry about that. Yeah, they got him back a couple weeks later, and they've settled down since they're in their new place. They really like it.
Because you crushed their spirit. Poor capybaras.
Yeah.
They probably had the time of their life out there.
Right,
I'm sure they did. They're telling all the other animals in the exhibits, oh yeah, you don't know what it's like on the outside. All right, let's move on. Number 2, the Sedgwick County Zoo in Kansas was very, very excited for their newest purchase. They were getting a rare tropical African flamingo. And, you know, for Kansas, that's a big deal.
Yeah,
I mean, you know,
considering the only other exciting thing in Kansas is the world's largest prairie
really,
dog.
the only other exciting thing in Kansas is Colorado. So, if you're from Kansas, we love you, but I'm really sorry. Anyway, so they made a new habitat, set everything up for birdie heaven for this new flamingo.
They were just getting one?
They just got one.
That's weird.
Yeah. So they got their bird, and for 3 years, all seemed just like it was going swimmingly, until they forgot that birds have wings. And so zoos, like prisons, I guess, eventually lose their luster, and he decided he was done, and he flew up and out of the zoo. I mean, that was it. He was gone. He flew. Now I know that they clip birds' wings.
Yeah.
You know, but maybe it got lax or something. He figured out he could fly. Whatever it was, he just left, and they kind of just watched him, and there was nothing they could do. He just flew off. So again, a search ensued. The bird was never found. All right. Cut to 8 years later.
They never found a flamingo in Kansas.
Well, not only 8 years later, but 650 miles away, an alert birdwatcher in Texas was watching the local avians and realized that bird doesn't look like he should be here. So he decided to get out there, so he got himself a good camera, he checked things out, took pictures of the bird, and specifically, he took pictures of the ID tag around the bird's leg, and sure enough, confirmed that it was the flamingo from the Sedgwick County Zoo. The bird had made a New World friend, and was living the high life on the Texas coast, and apparently they relayed information back to the Kansas Zoo, and the guy said, "Hey, he seems to be doing fine. Just leave him be." True or poo?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. That sounds crazy. It seems weird that they wouldn't find a flamingo. Also, I'm sort of thinking...
A flamingo in the middle of Kansas. Maybe it was secretly landing in people's yards during the day and just standing there, and they're like, "Oh
right?
Yeah, I've seen one of those." So nobody was shocked.
I don't know that, because I've only ever seen them in zoos, so I've never seen flamingos fly.
Oh, I've seen them fly
I'm
on like
gonna
National Geographic specials.
True.
I think I'm going to say true as well.
Sarah's going with
I would
true.
love this
Christina's
to be
going with
true.
true. Well, the answer is true.
Yeah,
It is absolutely true. Since then, I guess the Sedgwick County Zoo has put a net over top of the cages.
Do they
where
get new
keep the birds.
flamingos?
I don't know. I didn't look that part up. I'm assuming they got new flamingos, but they didn't get that one.
I'm glad that they let him have his
Right?
Yeah,
you
freedom.
know, he found a lady flamingo, Texas flamingo somewhere, and is living his life. So, you go flamingo. Good on you. All right. Well, that brings us to the great imposter of elephants.
Ooh.
Yes. So this story comes to us from India, where elephants are not only revered, but they're also used for like everyday work.
Right.
The Royal Zoo of India had a spectacular elephant, and I forgive me, but I cannot say the name.
You can't show me.
No, I can't show you.
Because I can totally say it.
Yeah, I know you could.
I actually speak it.
But he was one of very high breeding and stature. Apparently, he was a rare type of elephant that they were really proud to have. So he was in the Royal Zoo. So all went well with the elephant again for years. I mean, these animals sometimes will be in the zoos for years. They don't exhibit any weird behaviors. But all of a sudden, this elephant decided he had to taste the sweet, sweet air of freedom. And during the night, he not only managed to slip the bolts on his own cage doors, but the zoo's main entrance as well, and escaped during the night. A massive hunt ensued the next day, but what they eventually figured out was he fell in with a line of working elephants that were headed to the forest and masqueraded as a working elephant as they marched him out, because people all over the city are looking for him. He's in this line of working elephants. They get out there, the mahout starts to send elephants and realizes that elephant isn't his, whereupon that elephant goes "Rrr," and runs into the forest and takes off. So he hid his way out of the city and then took off into the forest.
That is one smart elephant, man.
So he stayed out in the wilds for over 3 months before he was spotted. Nature is nature, and they found him taking an interest in some lady elephants.
Sure.
He was 100 miles away from his start point at the zoo.
I mean, elephants can travel.
Yeah, they can go. So he was rounded up and brought back to the zoo, where he still is, and apparently is just biding his time, waiting for his next escape opportunity.
That's wild.
True or poo?
Man, that would have to be like that's like the Great Escape.
I know,
that's
right?
Like the Steve McQueen.
Like he just for years he's waiting and planning and watching.
Just watching. He's like, oh, I bet I could take those bolts off.
Yeah, I'll bet I could do that.
Elephants never forget. So if he saw someone change something sometime, he could be like,
And they're proven to be very, very intelligent.
Animals, yeah.
Elephants and pigs. Wouldn't it be a great caper movie with elephants and pigs where they stage like a zoo breakout? Your turn, Hollywood.
Right? Somebody make that.
All right, true or poo?
I'm gonna go true.
Okay, Christine's gonna say true.
Because I think elephants, they're really smart. And obviously there's a lot of elephants in India.
So many elephants in India.
I love that story.
Right? It's a good story. But what do you think? True or poo? What does your heart say, Sarah?
I can't listen to it anymore.
Steered you wrong last time.
All right. But I need an answer. What do you got?
Trapoo. No, I'm just saying. Trapoo.
She's going to say poo?
I want to say poo.
Okay, all right. Sarah says poo. Christina says true. The answer is poo.
Oh,
That
sucks.
was completely made up of whole cloth. That never happened. There
Oh,
was
they
no...
couldn't say the name because there isn't one.
There isn't a name. That's right.
See how you were.
That's
So now
Alright.
we're tied.
Yeah, now you're tied. So who is
free
Friedrich going to
drinking.
go with?
Could go anyway.
All right, so now we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to tell a story not of breaking out of a zoo, but of breaking into
Ooh.
a zoo.
Okay.
So staff at the Nandankanan Zoo in India, again we're in India, hadn't been planning on adding any more animals to their big cat exhibit, but when a wild tiger wandered out of the jungle and onto the grounds of the facility looking for a bit of romance with the captive tigress, they said fine. So they let him in. And over the next few weeks, he appeared to settle in quite nicely, enjoying carefree days of free food and naps in the shade.
Mm-hmm.
About a month after wandering into the zoo, the wild tiger decided the captive life wasn't for him, and keepers coming in to check in the morning found that he was gone. And they started to look around like, how in the world? Because it was hard enough for him to get in. How did he
Right.
escape? And they eventually determined that he went up and over a 20-foot wall.
Wow, that's
In
not
the
bad,
exhibit.
actually. Or not elephants, tigers are pretty.
Right? So he had scaled a 20-foot security wall to get back into the forest. There was a camera within the enclosure, but the tiger had chewed the wires to the
What?
camera before he escaped.
What?
So the cat eventually, it severed the wiring on the camera. However, 3 weeks later,
He came back.
he's back. He really liked it and has been there ever since. He has apparently settled in for good. For the last 6
Right,
years,
but
he's
yeah,
enjoyed
it's
his own personal harem, daily meals, and all the advantages that zoo life has to offer. Is it true or poo?
I'm going to say this one's true.
Okay.
Just because you tried to say the zoo name.
He could be just having a
I
fun,
know.
though.
He could be.
It could be. You never know.
Probably are.
Man. So I think
It's
I'm going to
your
say
MO.
poo.
You're going to say poo. All right, so we got one true and one poo. The answer is poo,
Oh, yeah.
but only that he came back.
Oh, so he came in and then
So the
just
rest of that
peaced
is
out?
absolutely true. He broke into the zoo, and for 3 weeks he was there with the tigress, and then decided that was it. He'd had it, and he took off. And so the Nandankanan Zoo is a real place. But yeah, he broke in and then broke right back out. So
Well, there you go.
love, apparently, it seems, will conquer all zoo walls. All
For
right.
a time. About
For a time. So Christina's up by 1. Still anybody's game. All right, so now we come to the last one, and I think this is the absolute best one. And this is
Actually,
the
it's not a tiebreaker, but it could
Harry
tie.
Houdini of orangutans. And I'm using this as H-A-I-R-Y, the Harry
Oh,
Houdini
cute.
of orangutans. All right, this particular orangutan's name was Ken Allen. He was a Bornean orangutan at the San Diego Zoo. Ken managed to escape his enclosure not once, not twice, but 3 times. 3 times he broke out of his enclosure. And he did it from an enclosure that was widely thought to be escape-proof. So during his escapes, and all of them happened in the mid-'80s, he would break out, but then he would just peacefully stroll around the zoo looking at other animals. He was never violent. He was never aggressive toward any of the zoo patrons or any of the visitors. He was just digging the zoo, you know. He was just walking around, checking things out, and the first time it happened, people kind of freaked out. But by the third time it happened, I mean, because he had kind of developed this local thing, people were taking pictures of him, you know, and all kinds of stuff. So
And the sights, that's cute.
zookeepers could not figure out how he was getting out. And so they put surveillance in the enclosure to try and catch him. Well, it eventually turned out that Ken knew he was being watched. Because when they put in the cameras, he was watching, and then he would act differently when they were watching on camera. It was the weirdest thing. So they said, okay, that doesn't work. So then they decided to go undercover and just be like normal zoo patrons. But they worked with him all the time, so he was able to pick them out. So he would like come up to the window and like point at them when they were undercover. So that didn't work. And
Smart orangutan, man.
so the other thing was he started teaching the other orangutans how to do
get
this,
out?
how to get out.
no.
So they began following his lead and began escaping out of the enclosure. So eventually what had to happen is the zoo brought in rock climbers. and spent over $40,000 and had them go over the entire enclosure, every finger hold, every toe hold, everything they could get to, and eventually went over everything until it was indeed escape-proof, so the orangutans couldn't get out.
Oh, poor.
But Ken's ability to outwit his keepers, as well as his docile demeanor, resulted in fame. There were t-shirts, bumper stickers, all of which said "Free Ken Allen," and somebody even wrote a song about him, "The Ballad of Ken Allen." Is it true, or is it poo?
I would love her to be true.
I know.
That's adorable.
It's so good.
I would feel sad that he doesn't get to go see, zoo friends anymore.
Right?
Poor little Ken.
Poor Ken Allen.
I'm gonna say.
Why Ken Allen?
That's a weird name for an orangutan.
Why Ken Allen?
But I do know that orangutans are, like, of the big apes, they're very docile and very nurturing generally.
And I just so can see this orangutan just moseying
Strolling around.
Like, oh, that's what elephants look like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at those weird monkeys with
I think I'm
trunks.
going to say true because I want it to be true.
Okay.
I
Susan's
wanted to
true.
say true, but I'm gonna say poo.
All right, Sarah's going to say poo. The answer is true. It is absolutely true. June 13th, 1985, June 29th, 1985, and August 13th, 1985.
Aw, cute.
He broke out of his enclosure 3 times and apparently just really enjoyed the zoo. At one point on one of his things around, he grabbed an ice cream from one of the carts and was eating the ice cream.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
So eventually he did develop cancer. They had to put him down in the year 2000. But they have renamed the orangutan enclosure the Ken Allen enclosure, and he's memorialized at the zoo. So yes,
That's adorable.
a 3-time escapee of the orangutan enclosure. Was
Alright, so I will be taking Friedrich to the zoo. Look for pictures on Winstagram. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and thank you for sharing this video with all your friends. Let's go on an adventure.